Today's Ask Misty is about drag names. I've had many questions about drag names. Do I need a drag name? How do I pick a drag name? What's the importance of a drag name? Lots and lots of questions, and I'm going to answer them all with this very simple Ask Misty about drag names. First of all, are drag names important? Yes. How to pick a drag name? Well, if you want drag to be your career, I do think that you should Google the name that you're going to pick and see that A, if it's available, B, if it's overused. If somebody Googles you and wants to find you on the internet, are they going to see a bunch of other stuff? Or will it be easy to find you? How to pick one? Well, I do think that you need to decide your drag personality. If you're a club kid, if you're going to be far out there, unique and weird, if you're going to be a conversation piece, I think that your name can be very unique and a conversation piece as well. Like, if I had a club kid daughter, her name would be Vapor. And her name would be Vapor Eyez. I personally like names that are sentences, like Misty Eyez or Fallen Rain. That's one of my drag daughters that no longer does drag. But if you want to be a woman, and if you want to be a tranny, if you want to be a goddess, if you want to be a pageant girl, I do think that you need a name that's feminine. But most importantly, it needs to be something that means something to you. If you're really, really, really stuck, maybe you should pick a name of somebody that you wish you were. You know, like in high school when I had a crush on a girl, or in college I had a crush on a girl. Her name was Ciara Brown in college, and the reality was I didn't have a crush on her. I wished I was her. She was perfect, and I wanted to be her. I wanted her hair, and I wanted her posture, and I wanted her demeanor, and I wanted the boys to look at me the way they looked at her. So if I didn't have Misty Eyez, maybe my name would be Ciara. But then again, when you're planning a drag name, what is Ciara? It's also a famous singer, so people are going to be like, oh, are you becoming Ciara? No. You know? And one of my friends, Athena Liv, her last name comes from her first job. She works at Living Room every Fridays. And granted, her name is not Athena Living Room, because that would just be weird. But even when Living Room's closed, 20 years down the road, if she still does drag, her name's Athena Liv, because that's her foundation. That's where she came from. And Athena lives on. It's an eternal name. And it means something to her. And Athena comes from the fact that she's Greek and she's a goddess. So there's, you know, definitely put some thought and definitely put some planning and definitely put some preparation into your drag name, because you want it to be who you are. You want it to represent you. I know a lot of girls that change their name frequently. That is something I definitely do not recommend. So before you really, like if you're just doing it for Halloween, your name can be anything. And then next year change it for your next Halloween costume look or whatever. But if you're going to do drag on a regular basis or perform, I definitely don't think you should change a name. You should stick with a name, because you're going to develop a following. Your fans are going to search you on YouTube. They're going to search you on Facebook. They're going to search you all over the place. And you want them to be able to find you so they can keep up and come to your shows. But if you change your name every 5 seconds, they're going to be like, wait, welcome to the stage, Sharon Peters, who's that? You know? And you want them to be excited or have a reaction when you do come on the stage. And yeah, I do think a drag name is very important. It's, in one word, who you are. It tells your fans that you are coming on the stage. It helps your fans identify with you. And if you do need to change your name, I definitely recommend changing your name before you, A, get cast in a show on a regular basis, or B, before you win a pageant. Because once you win this pageant, if you change your name, it's like, oh, yeah, that was me. You know, like if I won a pageant as Crystal Eyez, for example, last year, and then this year I changed my name to Misty Eyez, people are like, oh, Misty Eyez? I thought Crystal Eyez won the pageant, and you know, people that are really into pageants are going to know who won, and they're going to be like, oh, that's you? You know, you need that prestige, you need that reputation to follow you. But as far as how to pick one, there's no rule as your first pet and the street you live on. It just needs to be something that means something to you. I actually, when I first started, for Halloween, I was given a name by the person that put me in drag for Halloween. And I kept that name for a little while, but it wasn't me. So I knew I'm going to change my name. And when I change my name, I'm going to come back with a vengeance. I'm going to start performing. I'm going to start doing benefits. I'm going to start going here. I'm going to start going there, and doing a lot more things. And even as a boy, or even out of drag, people always told me, you have amazing eyes. And these are contacts. These are not my real eyes. But people are always like, you have amazing blue eyes. Oh my gosh, your eyes are so beautiful. So I knew that I wanted Eyez for my last name. Because if that's my trademark, and again, before I perfected my craft, before I had amazing hair, before I had amazing lips, before I had, you know, nice developed legs from walking in heels, before I, you know, any of that, I had Eyez. And so that was my last name. And then I'm like, well, I want something feminine that if I walk into a straight bar, if I walk into a party, I could be like, hi, my name is Misty, and not, hi, my name is Vapor, for example. Because I don't always want to be a club kid. I want to be beautiful too sometimes. So I wanted a real girl name that would fit my personality and fit Eyez. So one day, 2 months later, after looking and singing in a choir, a church choir, and they were doing sign language, and they were doing Love in Any Language by Sandi Patty. Love in any language, straight from the heart, pulls us all together, etc. Anyways, there's a part where it goes, fathers all get misty-eyed, and I can't do it with the son, but it's like, fathers all get misty-eyed when they give their daughters hand in marriage. And I was like, misty eyes, misty eyes, misty eyes. And when I heard it, it resounded within my being. My drag name was going to be Misty Eyez. And I actually had a drag name, Misty Eyez, for probably maybe 3 months before I actually started doing drag as Misty Eyez, because I was a once-in-a-while drag queen back then. I was just starting. So yeah, Misty Eyez was born through Sandi Patty. My drag name came from a Christian song. But if you listen, if you open your heart and your mind and your soul and you listen with your ears to things around you, your surroundings will speak to you, like that song. And you're going to be like, oh, I like the way that sounds. I want that to be my drag name. And again, you're gonna have to identify with it. It's gonna, when people say it in a bar, you're gonna have to turn around. You know, it's like, oh hey. But be picky, because if you do become a famous drag queen, or if you do become a professional entertainer, that's the name most people will call you. Even my brother calls me Misty. That was an Ask Misty about drag names. I hope I helped you out. Talk to you soon.